Henry,
Okay.
are you a hunter?
No, I'm not. I don't like the insides of animals. Honestly, like even when I eat meat, it's like, oh, this was a lie, wasn't it?
That's not what I was talking about. I was talking about the hunt for 69, baby.
I'll hunt for 69.
The hunt for 69 has begun.
Wow.
If you're not a member of the hunting club, please join us. The Rockies over-under set at 68.5. I would say you have to get in right now because so many people are going to join the hunt for 69 that it's going to go up to 69.5. And then you're going to be in the hunt for 70, and that's not cool at all.
Not worth doing. 70 wins. I can see 69.
I think I've bet the I bet the Rockies over the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. They hit it with ease last year. Mm-hmm. The year before, the no fans year, they had to win one of their last 3 games, and they got swept.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That sounds like my Rockies.
Yeah.
It's just so sad, though, that we're talking about the number 69 for wins. It's 162 games. Like, my goodness.
Yep. Just don't lose 100. Ish.
Don't lose 100-ish.
Don't lose 100.
Realistically, though, like, you lose Trevor Story. You add Chris Bryant. That's not a trade you like.
How do we pronounce the new guy's name?
I decided as I was talking that I was not going to do that.
Okay, let me just look. I got to see the name first. It starts with G-R-I, which is off to a pretty tough start.
Grichuk.
Is that what we're going with?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. The other thing, though, is like, I'm in on the... How could you not be in on the hunt for 69? Like, it just doesn't make sense not to. What I'm really in on, though, is that plus 1,500 to make the playoffs. Not because I think there's any chance in hell the Rockies can actually make the playoffs, but because, like, if I can get some sort of payout, then that's enough to, like... There's a lot of things that push you away from cheering for the Rockies. That would be a big one that pushes you to cheer for them.
Right. I'm just here for bombs. Like, all these...
Good thing they lost Trevor Story.
Is it the Blue Jays? Yeah, that's where Grichuk... Mm-hmm. All these... They're saying, like, they fleeced the Rockies. And I'm like, you guys think that we're trying to win. We're just trying to hit bombs.
Yep. 240 career hitter, averaging 20 home runs. Sounds like a Rocky to me.
Like, Chris Bryant, me and D-Line came up with a saying for when he hits a home run. Drew Goodman, I know you're listening, so you can have this one for free. But, ready for it? You can Chris that one goodbye.
That's terrible.
That's fire.
That's terrible. I mean, the good news is, like, he's a Rocky, so things are going to go poorly somehow, but
it's going to hit 35 bombs. It's going to be sweet. Grichuk, he's going to hit bombs. They had Nunchuck, and now they have Grichuk.
That is so true.
So true.
Can we stop with the Rockies now? I got sad again.
Look at that. Connor Pierce.
Wow.
He's on the hunt for 69.
Who wouldn't be? We love the hunt for 69.
Marissa, have you punched your ticket?
Have not yet.
Punch your ticket. Seriously, though, that plus 1,500 to make the playoffs, that'll keep me engaged at least through June. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
I'm telling you, betting the Rockies over, low-key, the best thing you can do.
I know. That's crazy. Because, like, you see the total, it's like, oh, they think that the Rockies are going to be the 3rd worst team in the MLB. Guess what? 5th worst.
Boom.
Boom. Give me my money.
78 wins.
What? No more Rockies.
last Rockies.
Okay.
What in your mind would be like a perfect Rocky season that doesn't end in like the playoffs or anything like that?
I mean, just don't. I just hope that within like the first 2 weeks they can make me like just start like 6-4 or something, Just start 6-4, and we're like, okay,
6-4.
There we go.
That's
we're solid. You didn't just embarrass yourself. Whatever's gonna happen happens. But at least in those first 10 games, I probably had to eat my words, right? I'm saying like, yeah, they're terrible. 69 wins. But then you see that, and you're just like, okay, they're a reasonable baseball team.
Yep.
Beat the Dodgers at home once. That'd be a good season. They
finished with 6 straight on the road against the Dodgers, so that's always good. Hopefully, they don't need any of those.
Nobody's
going
to be watching. The Dodgers fans will be locked up in number 1. Rockies locked up wherever they're locked up.
Last.
Just give me one home win over the Dodgers, and it's a good season.
I guess for me, it's like get 3rd place. Like beat the Diamondbacks again.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
Obviously, complete the hunt for 69.
I'll throw a part. I'll get nope. Don't promise tattoos on the internet.
Oh, God.
That was a real close one. If they finish third, I'm going to be a happy man.
Jack Hart was asking for some Empower Field puns. I had some, but
Ooh.
they all got burned out.
I'm kind of burned out by your puns, too. Yeah, we're done with that.
That's weird because Matt Cisneros loves them. He said, I tend to be a fan of RK puns, but that might be your worst one yet. Do you think he's talking about you can Chris that one goodbye?
What else would he be talking about? Listen to what you just said.
I mean, there was Nunchuck and Greechuk.
Yeah,
That one
but you
was
just
worse.
said Chris that one goodbye. Nobody cares about the other ones. Yeah, that's obviously it.
Ryan Green's here.
It's pretty good.
Chris that one goodbye
pretty good.
is as good as it gets. Hey, Archie.
Seal of approval from me.
Thank you. Okay. We can stop talking about the Rockies now.
Thank God. I'm all
Just for a
sweaty just thinking about it.
You feel like you need a shower.
It's like, oh, cool, you got Chris Bryant. Guess what? You lost Trevor Story.
I'll never
Solve
be
that
able-
one.
Every time someone
Oh.
says Chris Bryant, I'm thinking of you.
Chris
Chris
and
that
Goodbye.
one, goodbye.
Oh, I saw
That was the one. Yes, I still don't know. It has to be the first one. I would legitimately say that that's the best one yet.
I mean, don't double down when you know it's a bad one. We've told you. We were honest with you. I'm typically on your side with these things too. Like when people say like,
I
don't,
usually know when it's bad. This one is so good.
it's bad.
It's so good.
Chris, that one goodbye. Well, let's ask Drew Goodman.
If
He's
Drew
around
Good-
sometimes.
if-
Ask him about it.
I will do anything for Drew Goodman to say that on a broadcast.
That's how you know it's bad.
Oh, it would be so amazing.
If it sounded good, then you wouldn't have to like pray for it. You'd
I
be
feel
like,
like
oh,
I
he's
have a
gonna
better
do that.
chance of going to like Jenny or someone who would be filling in for Drew and be like, give it a try. Just give it the old college try. Roll it out, see what the fan response is.
Yeah, you give it. Yeah, you kind of pass it around and you work your way down until you get to Spilly.
Spilly, would
And then
do
you're
it.
just like, okay, these guys don't actually use it with the call. At some point, will you say, Chris, that one good? He will absolutely do it.
Spilly is the person to go to.
Absolutely.
All right, I'll have my people contact his
Okay.
people. There we go. Connor Pierce. Russ is getting used to
Connor
cooking
gets
at
it.
altitude.
I'm not.
How's your cooking these days?
So I got that air fryer. I mean, my fridge is just packed with, or I guess my freezer with frozen fish. Just
You're doing frozen fish in the air fryer.
yeah, you don't even have to thaw it or anything.
All right.
Just throw it in there. Throw salmon. Throw cod in there. Tilapia.
Tilapia.
Those are my 3 fish.
I believe it's pronounced tilapia.
Well, the bag doesn't have a pronunciation guide. Sorry about that.
Normalized foods having pronunciation guides.
Yeah, it's especially at restaurants.
Ooh,
It's
that's for
wild.
sure.
Like you
That's-
go to like an Italian restaurant, it's like it sounds good. It says like meatballs and 3 other things, 3 types of cheese or something.
Yes, I won't throw a specific person under the bus here, but recently was at a restaurant
Oh, I love
with
this.
someone who works here, and they
Tacos?
called
Quesadilla?
the I believe it's a French delicacy, foie gras.
What is that supposed to be?
It's foie gras.
Oh, of course, it's French.
Yes.
Ooh, that's embarrassing.
Foie gras.
Why did you need to know, Marissa?
She's going out to a nice dinner
Okay.
tonight. She doesn't want to fuck it up.
Does she not know that one? Is that some insight here? And who said it?
Yes, it is duck liver FU 2006.
Okay, well, who's ordering that anyway? That's the reason we should be making fun of this person.
Oh, I don't know. I personally can't stand it, and I have like a wide array of things I like.
I watched you eat bugs.
I don't. You did. You saw me eat a cricket taco once.
Yeah.
It was at a taco fest. You got to win in Rome.
Yeah, that's how that works. Like, it's still a food that you shouldn't eat regardless of where it is.
My biggest takeaway from cricket tacos is the crickets cannot be the taco. But if you had a normal taco and just sprinkled a few on there to add some crunch, it would be okay.
Just eat a crunchy taco. Get the hard shell.
Or add crickets.
Or add bugs. Yeah, okay. One or the other. Take your pick.
It is. Don't bring up blood sausage here.
I actually was... So, an ad came up for what I think is called dim sum.
Dim sum.
Dim sum. There you go. And I didn't know what that was. And so I
They
clicked
have
on
blood
looked at
sausage there?
They have it. I don't think it's blood sausage. I think it's just like boiled blood that gets down. They have some things that I am not going to eat.
Jeez. Matt Cisneros says it's delicious on a nice crostini, which makes him sound like a
Crostini.
douche. All
That
right.
is, that does.
Should we, I guess, talk about sports betting?
Ooh, I'm down.
All right, cool. Let's jump into our big threes. As the guest, we'll let Henry go first.
And my picks are First of all, just parlay Gonzaga Villanova to win -137. Those two.
See the favorites, man. You got to stop with the favorites.
We're trying to make money here. We're not trying to prove a point.
I'm trying to make money while proving a point.
How much do you have on
So
St.
far,
Peter's?
1 unit.
It's guys, sure. Why not? Why not? But I mean, Gonzaga, potentially the best team in the country. Like they're -500. It just boosts the other one from like plus or -225 up there. I like it. I mean, senior point guard, Michigan is going up against Villanova. Michigan, the defense has been really good. They've been able to kind of clog things up, but
The weird
good
thing about
senior point guard at
Michigan
Villanova. That's going to be fine.
Is they don't have any people who are good at basketball.
Exactly. They've
I don't
looked
know how
so
they
bad in
keep
both those
winning.
games.
I don't know how they keep winning.
But you hate the bet.
Well, they do have Dickinson.
Yeah.
He's good. I mean,
Yeah.
he's like a 7-footer who can do things.
Okay.
So
There's my first
good luck
pick.
with that, Villanova.
There's my first pick. Arizona to win -125.
this fucking.
I again, like that's just a good basketball team, and they were able to grind out a win they shouldn't have. And again, they just have such a size matchup against Houston. They're gonna be able to bully them. Houston makes
Houston-
like 66% of their free throws or something.
Houston's so long though.
But there's
really
gonna
long and like active on defense.
But Arizona's just big. They have like 3 big guys who you can just throw out there, and they're going to be blocking everything at the rim. You've got Matherin out there. Kirk Kriisa was like 1 of 10 in his first game back. That's not going to happen again.
That
1
was
of 10 from 3.
So great to watch.
I know. Where are you on like the rooting for the Pac-12
Back-to-back
thing?
I root for the teams that I don't hate.
Which teams do you hate?
Arizona.
Okay, there's 1.
I hate Oregon.
Okay, there's 2.
I
USC?
hate USC.
Okay.
I kind of hate UCLA.
Okay, so 3.5. Arizona State?
I should hate them, but I
Uh-huh.
don't because I've hung out there a lot and it was really fun every time.
Great. Simple man. Utah?
Hey,
They're supposed to be the rival, though, is the crazy thing. But it's like, how could you?
when we were playing them and they had that guy from Montana.
Oh, Raleigh Worcester,
Yes,
Hellgate High School.
he's the worst.
Wayne Tink. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's not really my type of basketball player.
Yeah, so I really hated them in that moment.
Okay. So you hate quite a bit. Oregon State. There was that.
I don't hate them.
Okay. Okay.
So like I was cheering for them hard last year.
Okay. Okay. So
and then
about half.
I do want like West Coast basketball to get respect, but a lot of times Gonzaga carries that torch,
Yeah.
so I don't have to worry about the Pac-12.
Yeah. Let's hit this too. I put together a little parlay.
Well, let's get.
Where
to
are we
your-
going to? Oh yeah. We can
Let's
do
get
this
to the
next.
last pick of your big 3.
It's a really good parlay. So I'm not going to be on the show tomorrow, so I gave out another one of these combos for tomorrow. The women's tournament, South Carolina and Stanford, those are easily the 2 best teams in the country. Like, it's not close. You can parlay them both to win at -179. That's a lock, and even though it's not today, it's such a lock that we had to give it out.
When I first saw that on the graphic, I thought the W just stood for to win. South Carolina win and Stanford win to win.
Yeah, that's me. I'm a good writer.
Um,
But then this parlay.
Save the parlay for the
I
second
love this
segment.
parlay. I'm so
All right.
excited.
He's really excited about this parlay,
Very
guys. You're
excited
gonna
about the
have to
parlay.
Stick around for the second
I'm
segment.
going to be rich.
Really?
Yeah.
How many legs? Don't tell us.
4 legs. 4-legger.
All right, let's go to me here. It's a classic for me. Jokic over 26.5 points, -105. Jokic over 13.5 rebounds, +100. They're taking on the Suns tonight. I'm really excited for this one. I'm sure like the Nuggets people around here won't be excited for it.
Agreed.
And that makes me more excited for it. Here's the thing about Jokic in big games. He always rebounds. We know this. It's a big game, high-profile opponent. They're coming off a back-to-back, which should be in the Nuggets' favor. They kind of went deep, but they're getting Chris Paul back.
They sure are. I've got bad vibes about this one, I'm not going to lie. And for a second there was a world where I threw out a pick that I would never give out publicly, but I was very surprised this game is a pick 'em.
Okay. All right. And then lastly, we have a nonsensus. We hate when we have a nonsensus.
A non-censor.
Yes, a nonsensor. Houston money line. I think Arizona used up all their magic in the last game. There's two lines of thought, right? They either got past their, struggles, or they just don't have it, and they kind of got lucky last game. I'm choosing to believe they kind of got lucky last game.
I just think you go home for a week and get to kind of reset that first round out of the way, and now you make that extra trip. Like in the tournament, your games kind of tie together. I feel like you play similarly in the two games typically, just because there's no like changing things up in between. The second one, I guess, is kind of unscouted too, but
Yeah.
I feel good about him.
I think
That's my I'd take them to win the championship.
if I were a basketball coach, I would figure out a way to not go home during the tournament. I feel like it just ruins the vibes.
Interesting. That could ruin the vibe. If things are going well, then absolutely.
Yeah, like St. Pete.
Exactly. St. Pete, do not go home.
I'm saying like, oh no, our flight got canceled. The only flight that's available is where we're playing in the Sweet 16.
Who would have
We'll
guessed?
go there.
Yeah, don't go back to all these crazy 300 people who go to school here.
Someone online said, St. Pete's just playing this well because they don't want to go back to where they go to school, which could track.
Totally.
Maybe they didn't. Who knows? All right, those are the big threes. I hate that we're guaranteed a loss.
I know
Can't
we
go
are.
perfect like we did on Monday. So what can we do? We'll get to Henry's parlay that he loves oh so much here in just a second. But first, a shout out to DraftKings Sportsbook, where you can bet $5 to win $200 in free bets if you just pick the right side. The one that we do agree on is Gonzaga. So I guess if I was going to give you one to bet your 5 for 200, I would give you that one. Go do that. I guess the heaviest favorite is Purdue over St. Pete, but we're not going to do that. Don't cheer against St. Peter's. It's not right. It's morally wrong. So check out DraftKings Sportsbook, where you can also get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000 when you use the code DNVR. Of course, you must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Bonus comprised of first deposit bonus to first bet match, each for $500. Deposit bonus requires a 25x playthrough and restrictions to apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. We have Dane in the comments, whose last name is a combination of Luka and Doncic.
Wow.
Pretty
That's
cool.
rare.
Yes. Dane Lukic.
Wow. Dane Lukic.
Lukic.
I think that's good, yeah. I think he did it.
All right. Matt says, need someone to check in on Dre. Italy got knocked out of the World Cup qualifying by North Macedonia. Wait, they're like out?
There's 2 Macedonias? Minimum?
There's you know as well as me. Can we look that up?
How many is it just north and south? I bet it's north and normal.
North normal Macedonia.
Yeah.
It's kind of confusing because you can't call it Noma.
No.
One is normal.
But if you say Macedonia, people are like, not north, right? And to avoid the question, only way to say is like
Ireland and Northern
normal.
Ireland.
Well, you did.
But then you have North Dakota, South Dakota, North Carolina, South Carolina.
Yeah.
And North Korea, South Korea.
Yeah, totally.
So it could really be anything.
North Macedonia.
It's an
there's a Wikipedia page called Macedonia Naming Dispute.
Oh, we gotta dive into this.
Yeah, this is more important than my parlay.
This is really that's a lot of text.
Okay, Marissa, will you dive into that?
Yeah, just give us read that for 2 minutes and then come back with the best you
There's
can
at
do
least
for us.
10 minutes there before you know what's happening.
I know it'd be better if she doesn't fully know it.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Know. So you got 2 minutes starting right now at 3:51. We need your best breakdown of the the Macedonia naming dispute. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, your parlay.
So,
Take us home.
there is a parlay boost on DraftKings Sportsbook for college basketball. There's always a parlay boost. There's just always one there.
Right.
I decided to use mine to... Actually, I think this might be a specific boost. You can pick the 4 region winners. Or... I remember what it is actually now. I did it really early this morning.
You didn't even know what your parlay that you love?
It's a stepped up boost. So you parlay 2 region winners, it's 15%. You parlay all 4, I think it's a 40% boost.
Okay.
So I put in the 4 region winners. Gonzaga at -175 scares me a little bit. I worry about Duke being kind of like that team of destiny. Honestly, Gonzaga, UCLA, with both of them, they're just a little bit soft.
Okay.
At some point, somebody might just bully them and they can't score.
All right, stop what you're doing. Marissa, the Macedonia naming dispute. Tell us everything you know.
All right, Greek wants to own it, but Bulgaria, Albania, and Serbia are also fighting for the name. So originally, Greece said that they were the ones that started the name.
Okay, so Greece, she doesn't have a microphone, so that really hurts our...
I'm sorry. Greek culture. They called it first.
Greek called it.
Greek said, we call Macedonia.
So call it as in we own it, or we get to name it?
Started it. That was where the name originated.
Okay, so
Okay.
they started the name Macedonia. Is that its own country?
Yes.
I had forgotten about Macedonia.
The Republic of Macedonia.
Yeah, that's absolutely its own country. Now North Macedonia
North Macedonia.
is the same thing as the Republic of Macedonia.
Maybe they were like, hey, look, we get to name it. We're calling Macedonia, but you guys can have the north side. We don't even really like it. That's probably what
okay.
happened.
Yeah, that does seem fair. I bet
Um,
North Macedonia doesn't sound like fun. They
I
would
think it
have a
sounds-
point.
That sounds great. For some reason, I can only think of that song, "The Knights of Sidonia."
I don't know
on-
that
it was
song.
on Guitar Hero.
Oh, okay, that makes
I
sense.
believe it was by Muse. If you heard it, I think you know it.
Okay, that's true of most of those songs,
Yep. Okay.
like those throwbacks.
Let's go to the dilemma of the day, which I
Arizona-
already know the answer to.
Arizona, Kansas, UCLA. That's plus 2,500.
So Arizona, Kansas, and UCLA to win
And
their
Gonzaga.
regions. And
Yep.
Gonzaga. So you're thinking 3 out of 4 in the Final Four Western teams.
I am. I wonder if I'm biased. That didn't cross my mind.
Yeah. I mean, last year it happened. So
It's true. That is where the good ball is.
if it's happened once, it can happen again.
So true.
All right. Oh, Sean G comes in. Macedonia, not a country. How
Damn.
can how can a
So it's a-
country knock someone out of the World Cup if they're not a country?
I don't know. It does make it more embarrassing for Italy, though.
It does.
That's
you
for
got
sure.
knocked out by a province?
I bet Dre would like to hear all these
An
questions right now.
island? It's the same country. They just changed the name. Okay, so Macedonia is now just known as North Macedonia? All of it?
I think so. I think it used to be known as the Republic of Macedonia.
Now it's known as
Now North Macedonia.
Marissa really didn't help us out here.
No, she didn't. The DNVR Macedonia podcast.
All right.
DNVR Macedonia Daily.
MADA? Macedonia? That's too close to
MAC MCDA
MCDA. That
Mass
sounds like a
MCDN.
drug.
Ooh.
All right. Anyways,
Wonder what they do for
dilemma
drugs
of the
over there.
day is Hank too late to jump on the all underdog train? The problem is he doesn't even want to. He's a moralist person who just wants to bet on favorites.
I made money on St. Pete's.
Just because they were boosted and you fall for every boost.
Yeah, it worked. It's not falling for if it works.
That's true. It's true.
I got them. They fell for me.
But you fell for the exponential parlay boost.
I did fall for the exponential parlay boost. I did put a couple favorites in there. That's very fair.
Someone said it's just like turkey to
Turkey,
Turkey.
just like... I hadn't been told.
Yeah, we weren't aware of that.
I was
Henry,
not informed.
You're supposed to be the one who knows, like,
Turkey is
history.
Turkey?
you're the history guy.
Oh, so I wonder if that's just like a language thing, where it's like we're kind of like Kiev and Kiev, where we realized that like early on it's like, oh, we were using what the Russians called it, not what the Ukrainians called it for forever.
Yeah, I'm totally aware
It's
of what
like
you're talking about.
now it's like we spell it with an E instead of a Y. No, we spell it with a Y instead. We spell it differently than before because the Ukrainians say it one way.
Okay, we were going with them.
And it's like so somebody just so like the Greeks said it's this,
Fair.
and somebody else so it's like Turkey. It's like
Or
we
like-
call it Turkey because the word is Turkey and we already have.
Like Brazil
like the
versus
bird.
Brazil.
Yeah,
Like,
yes,
we use
yes,
a Z,
yes.
They use an S.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
potentially.
I think we're onto something here, guys.
Oh, Turkey, yay.
Turkey yay, pronounced like yay and Kanye.
Doesn't make you think of a bird. That's probably better. Turkey?
Oh,
yeah.
Like
That's always been the worst part of that name.
it is true. What about like Hamburg?
Yeah, that'll get you.
Think they need
Do you think that's where
rebrand?
hamburgers came from? It's gotta be. There's no way that the Hamburg just comes up organically in two different ways.
Well, I don't know.
That has to be
It's
from
a
there.
question for another day. We've already gone
Marissa?
down too many rabbit holes. All right, so
Like
you're
the sandwich guy.
so you're not jumping on the all underdog train, but Dre and I will never leave. We're here for life.
Yep.
And so, like when I say I'm here for life, I truly mean I'm betting on every underdog in every tournament for the rest of my life. Just so you know.
Yeah, have fun.
So far, it's been really
yeah,
fun.
yeah. I think early rounds I like the strategy. You get to this point and it's like, I'm not sold.
So nothing could help us more than Arkansas to beat Gonzaga. They're
Mm-hmm.
plus 385. Michigan, Villanova plus 180. We'd really like that. Texas Tech and Duke are a pick'em. So based on the strategy, that we originally rolled out, this would be a stay away. You just don't bet it. But that's not fun. You got to bet something. I would say in the purest sense of the word, Texas Tech is the underdog here, right? Blue blood, they're the 2 seed. Texas Tech's the 3 seed. So if you have to get on a side and you want to keep riding the train, then you're going to go with Texas Tech here, just for the fun of it. Houston and Arizona, I feel like we're not kidding. It's unfortunate we're not getting more value on Houston, but maybe that's because they're going to win. And then we'll talk about this more tomorrow. Tomorrow is where we could also really get some good value. Of course, everyone's pulling for St. Pete.
Everyone's pulling for St. Pete. Like, you just got to put something in. There's no reason to think they'll win, but at plus 650, it's like, yeah.
Yeah. I also think Purdue is, like, pretty scary.
Yeah.
If you were going to take one underdog on the spread tonight, what would it be for you?
Ooh, an underdog on the spread.
Arkansas plus 9.5, Michigan plus 5, Texas Tech pick 'em obviously, and Houston plus 1.5.
Probably. I'd be torn between Michigan plus 5 and Arkansas plus 9.5. Just because Gonzaga, like, they
play with their food.
Drew Timme just made ridiculous shot after ridiculous shot in that second half, and that's what it took to win. Because again, like, that's what they do, because they can score in basically any situation. It's just that they're going to get bodied like that sometimes, and if that happens again tonight, they're going to be. It could be ugly again.
Do you think Frankfurters are from Frankfurt?
Absolutely. Again, like, somebody Frankfurt, like that.
Why
word
did we rebrand hot dogs but not hamburgers?
Wow, and they're both Germany, so it's not like an anti.
We're like Frankfurters. That doesn't sound appealing. We're going with hot dogs.
Flat cat.
Yeah. Or you can just call them hot cats.
Hot cats.
Yeah. Hot cats and hot dogs.
I might need to. I've got a bunch of work to do with the buff stuff. I might have to go get a flat cat down there after this. Hot cat. Damn it! I screwed it up.
Hot cat.
Hot cat.
I think we're on to something here.
We gotta run this by Eric.
It's one of the best rebrands in world history.
A hot cat.
It's funny because when you say a hot dog, you don't think of dogs.
No.
For some reason, when you say a hot cat,
I know.
all I can think of is cat.
For some reason, like, when I imagine it, like, I imagine fur in it too. Like, I remember little pieces of fuzz, like a cartoon burger, sort of like a gross cartoon burger. Come from, like,
All right.
chum bucket.
Sean pouring cold water on the fire, saying Memphis is better than Arkansas. Zag's going to win by 15 plus.
Yeah. And again, it's the same thing where I think that they can reset too. Like, it gets a little bit ugly. You get to go back, do whatever.
I do think Note is good enough to go off and keep them in the game. I don't know if he's going to, but he's good enough.
That's fair. Another thing for Gonzaga and Arizona too. More so Gonzaga. I mean, this is 7 Sweet 16s in a row, 6 Sweet 16s in a row, something crazy like that. I think you could see how they could kind of sleepwalk through those first couple rounds. Not that it's a good thing, but
right. Marissa is actually a Gonzaga fan. Can you give us a couple things? How do you pronounce it?
Gonzaga.
yeah, thank God.
Gonzaga, not Gonzaga.
Nope.
Okay, and then what is the proper nickname for that?
Zags.
The Zags. All right.
The Zogs.
Well, no, there was a dispute in the company Slack a couple years ago. Someone said their nickname is Zaga.
No.
That's right.
I'm not
I
throwing
had
anyone under the
forgotten
bus
about
once
that.
again.
Oh my God, that was the worst. One of our worst conversations.
It was a tough one.
I know
Some-
who it is now.
Maybe later.
After the show.
All right. Speaking of after the show, I think.
Colorado. Take off your monocle. Say
Yep.
it like a human.
Yep, that's another big one. A lot of out-of-staters
Exactly.
say Colorado.
Gonzaga. You're in Spokane, Washington. Nobody out there saying Gonzaga.
That makes
And
sense.
yeah, in DC, there's a high school called Gonzaga, and that makes
makes
a lot
it
of sense because
perfectly
those people
tracks.
would say that word like that.
Perfectly tracks.
Yep.
All right. I think that's all we have today. We did give out some sports bets. You just have to kind of sift through some other stuff if you want them. But in general, just bet on Jokic.
And maybe the Suns.
No, don't do that. Don't bet
Pick
on
'em.
don't bet on the Sun.
I don't know. I'm scared.
All right. We'll talk to you guys later.